The coffee is quite good today. I've gotten exceptionally decent at making good coffee from bad coffee. You know what I'm saying? It's all in the sugar and the milk. It's all in how you split it up. It's all in how you divide it. You know what I mean? But it is Monday, January 29th, and I'm feeling good today. I am feeling good. I had a last week I didn't stream for I don't think I streamed Thursday or Friday. But I took a few days off, and it was good. I needed it, and I kind of came up with a couple of other things that we can go over during the day. Some fun stuff, some fun topics. You know what I mean? So we'll definitely get into that. But yes, let's see what else is going on. We got oh yeah, yeah. Coffee definitely can do that sometimes too. Or when I'm to me, Jeremy, that I kind of get that going as well from time to time. But here and there, you feel me? It won't be so bad. But yes, my birthday is actually Wednesday. I will be 32 years old on Wednesday, so that's nice. You know what I mean? That's cool. That's pretty cool. So I'm feeling good about that. But I'm just everything's all right. But yeah, we got a couple of stuff to cover. We got some data, some more data on the reversal of Roe v. Wade and rape related pregnancies. So we're gonna go over that. We're gonna go over a bunch of funny stuff and a couple of other things. But Joe Biden continues to struggle in the polls against Donald Trump, and Donald Trump continues to struggle in the courts. And so it's looking like, again, we'll have to wait and see, but this may be the most unpopular election of modern times. It may end up being just that. You know what I'm saying? With Donald Trump and Joe Biden both being, when you look at the country as a whole, just really unpopular people. But it's difficult to say if Joe Biden is more unpopular than a Hillary Clinton. I don't know. You know what I mean? I think we still got 9 or 10 months to find out. But either way, what we do know is that when it really boils down to it, neither Joe Biden or Donald Trump are popular people. So it's yeah. Not much has changed about that whatsoever. Hold on, we got Aaron in the building. Thank you, Teddy. Appreciate that. We got Elisa, we got Luke, we got Monk, Donald. What's going on? How's everybody doing? But yeah, so again, it's continuing to be a relationship. I mean, a relationship. I must have just read that word somewhere. It's continuing to be a very crappy election. But let's go ahead and start with some Lauren Boebert. And again, like I said, we got some fun stuff to go over today because I want to start mixing it up a little bit. Definitely doing more like with the nerd news and things along those lines. I'll be doing more content with that throughout the week, but also just for the daily streams. Like I don't think we really need to keep everything 100% political all the time because there's more to life than politics. And again, I mean, other than the riffraff and local events, I mean, I don't really want to get too deep into every single day. You know what I'm saying? So let's have a good time while we're here together. Yeah, Teddy, exactly. It's just like there's so many. There's just so many variables in this election, that are going against both of these campaigns. So it's really a one day at a time type of deal. All right, let's see. Boebert finishes fifth in straw poll of new district. Now, this is absolutely abysmal. I mean, especially see now. This is one of the benefits of incumbency. Whether you're the president or whether you're in the House, whether you're in the Senate, it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? When you're an incumbent, you kind of it's just easier to win because you already have a staff, you already have a reputation, even if it's not that good. It's you're the person in office, like just like being the manager at a business somewhere. Like if you're already there, it's kind of easier to keep the thing rolling than it is to like completely switch things out. And obviously that ultimately is up to the voters and then whoever's running for that seat, but still fifth Oh no, that's not looking good for Lauren Boebert. You an incumbent and you in fifth of a straw poll. And you move and she moved districts. She changed districts to avoid this. And that really says a lot. Like that really says a lot because again, the Republican Party is like just it's so smothered in MAGA right now. So for her to be in fifth place, but again, she's in Colorado too. So, it's not like Colorado's Mississippi or even Georgia. You know what I mean? Like, so I guess that may have something to do with it. Boebert, who was first elected to represent Colorado's third congressional district in 2020, announced last month she would switch districts and instead run for re-election this year in the fourth district after its House member Ken Buck decided to retire from Congress. The new district for Boebert would likely give her a significantly better chance at re-election if she wins the Republican nomination. She currently represents a swing district, and Boebert had seemed likely before her switch to face off a second time against Democrat Adam Frisch, whom she defeated in 2022 by fewer than 600 votes. Oh yeah, so it wasn't a blowout anyway. But again, like it's Colorado, Colorado's kind of hippie. It's not quite as hippie as California, but it's pretty hippie. The fourth district, meanwhile, is a solidly Republican district that has elected a Democratic House member only once in the last 50 years. Well, then again, that seems like a solid strategy, perhaps, but it's not really a good look. And she's just in the type of controversy that I'm sure Republicans will feel like, we could replace her. We could get somebody else that maybe won't draw as much attention. You know. Yes, indeed it is. It is quite fun watching her get embarrassed over and over again. But yeah, no, that's really bad. Fifth place. So yeah, no. I mean, again, like now she would have been in like second, third. At least you would have like something to work with. But like fifth, sheesh. Hey, let the excuses roll in. Let the this election was stolen by the Democratic deep state. All that. All you already know that's gonna roll in. But again, we have till November, just like every other election we have till November. So we'll keep our eyes on it. But I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of noise around this. People are going to be taunting her quite a bit. All right, so let's see. Colorado politics reported that Bobert's finish in the middle of the nine candidate pack drew some gasps and some shrugs. She received 12 votes from the debate attendees. And again, at the end of the day, it's always a pool of stuff. And then even like with polls, like a lot of polls are conducted through random calls. So, like I mean obviously that doesn't mean that polls don't hold weight, but like there's always there's a margin of error for a reason. If it's like 3%, 4%, it can be up to 5, 6%, 7%. Because, like, for instance, over the weekend, I had a polling company blowing my phone up, but I kept rejecting the call because I was busy doing other things all weekend. So that's why there's always a margin of error. But that's why I said if she would have at least came in second or third, she would have something to work with. But fifth, that's like that's like no margin of error to work with. People just don't like you. We got Areola in the building. Hello, we got cooking and camping for hope. What's going on? Hold on. I think I saw Libby. Yes, we got Libby in the building. How you doing? How's everybody doing today on this Monday? I'm ready for the springtime to roll around. It's just the longer days and the warmer weather really just kind of help you feel better in general. Really does. Like your mood's better. You're more awake. You can actually go do things. You can go outside without you know one day at a time. Okay, what did she say? Bober defended her decision to switch districts during the debate against accusations of carpetbagging, saying she and her family needed a fresh start. There are many folks that cannot vote for me, and I vote for them each and every day. The crops may be different in Colorado's fourth district, but the values are not. And I'm a proven fighter for the values that you all believe in. Excuse me. That you want to secure your rights, your children's future. Well, there we go. Lauren Boebert finishing off in fifth place right there. But yeah, nah. Yeah, that seasonal depression is real. It's definitely real. And sometimes you got to remind yourself, like, man, I'm feeling extra down because of the season. Doesn't make it easier all the time, but sometimes it can make it a little bit easier for you. Like you may be really down for a certain part of the day, and then I don't know, maybe you talk to somebody for 10 minutes, and or I don't know, you eat, take a shower, and then you just feel different. Like, but yes, the sun, definitely missing out on that sun. All right. Oh yeah, Aaron been out there seeing the whales and dolphins and all types of cool shit. And was looking that was looking so cool. All right, let's see. Hold on, which one? I think I had this. I might have this pulled up twice. Okay, yeah. So now let's go to Florida GOP rep Salazar spars with host over taking credit for funds she voted against, and this is a typical thing that Republicans do. They'll publicly condemn something and then they'll vote for it, or then they'll take credit for it when it might be convenient. Um, that's very common. All right, here we go. Because like it's difficult. It's easy on a national like television circuit to be like, oh yeah, we voted. We don't want to vote for Medicare or to keep Social Security intact. We gotta slash the budget or something like that, right? But then, like when they get in front of their constituents, they'll be like, "I voted for this proposition. I voted for the infrastructure bill." Like this is quite common because one audience may be the wealthier Republican donor class, or maybe not even the donor class, just the corporate managerial class, and then the other people, may be in that community. But it's what they do. Hold on. My bad. I didn't bring it into the stream yet. Here we go. Here we go.
Last month, you were at FIU and you presented a check for $650,000 to help small businesses at FIU. But you voted against the bill that gave the money that you then signed a check for and handed and had a photo op, the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2023, right? You voted against that bill.
Right now, you have to give me more details, but I do know that every time I have an opportunity to bring money to my constituents, I do so. I just did $400,000. But look,
but you voted against the Chips and Science Act, right?
Listen, right now I need to ask my staff. But
Distracted Gardner, thank you for popping in. Hope you're well on this Monday. One day at a time. Let's keep it going.
Why don't we look at the $40 million that I have brought to this community? Aren't you proud of me? Aren't you proud of the $40 million that I brought? Aren't you proud that I wrote the Dignity Act? Haven't I? Let's talk about the Americas Act.
Wait a second. Let me 1 second.
Tell me.
The money that you talk about, the $40 million that you bring back to the district, sometimes that money comes from bills that you voted against. You voted against the CHIPS Act, and yet you praise the fact that the South Florida Climate Resilience Tech Hub is going to be started in Miami, right? You voted against the infrastructure bill, and you talk about all the money that comes back to the airport. So at the same time that you're taking credit for the money that you bring back to the district, in Washington, you're voting against these projects on party line votes.
Listen, that was, I think, last cycle. I cannot really remember right now, but let's look at the Americas Act, which is what I'm going to, which is
so
what I would like.
You don't want to explain why you voted
really
against
cannot.
things.
I mean, right now, and I'm not trying to be a politician.
I can't remember because Congress is just so busy. They work so hard. Congress every single day. They always in the middle of litigation. They're always in the middle of passing things and getting stuff done. And oh no. Of course, that's not true. And isn't this like one of the most unproductive sessions of Congress that we've ever had? One of the most unproductive congressional sessions. Um, and then they're always taking recess. They always on some type of super long break or something like that.
politician is so many
Like the country about to shut down completely. Like, oh, we'll see you in 3 weeks. We're going on recess.
bills that I've introduced that I know that
No,
many
these are
of
bills
them
that you voted against.
that understand. But it's okay.
These are
Sometimes I
significant
vote and
bills.
sometimes I don't. But let's look at the positive. Let's look at the $40 million that I brought, and let's look at the
Yeah, that's nothing new at all. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's not even much to say about it. Uh, corruption has completely gripped and seized upon our political system, and that's not new. But that's all this is, and that's that going into the election for 2024. That's a lot of what can be Biden's saving grace is the fact that he's very corrupt. You know what I mean? Like, oh, corporations, go ahead and come over here. I'll make a bit more sense for the next 4 years. Like, corruption is a powerful tool. But yeah, that's all that is. But it was just funny to watch. What was it? Yeah, it was. We was watching Larry Kudlow, and Larry Kudlow was like, "Joe Biden is anti-business." Nah, bro. Some of why he's in office is because he's very not anti-business. My man's got in office and was like, I could put the corporate tax rate back up to at least to 33 where it was, but nah. Nah, we gonna put it up to 27. We gonna keep it there. Give it a little leeway. Give it a little bit of leeway. We got to make sure that that these corporations keep on getting breaks. All right, now let's have some fun. What we gonna do now? Okay, so listen. Let's get into these Stanley Cups, right? Oh, we got G in the building. You know, these Stanley Cups are causing issues. We got people out here. We got kleptomaniacs out here stealing Stanley Cups every time they can. What was it? The woman she stole $2,500 worth of Stanley Cups. And now we got kids getting bullied in school because they got knockoff versions of Stanley Cups. We all remember maybe getting bullied because we had fake Jordans or fake Gucci or fake whatever it is, because when you're younger, you care about things like this because, young people are while young people are amazing and we need them, young people are also quite stupid just because, when you're young, you haven't experienced life. You're still learning. So, you care about dumb things when you're young, but it still has a strong impact on, I mean, everything. Kids are terrible. Kids really can be terrible. Kids are wonderful and horrible at the same time. But we got this 9-year-old getting bullied by a group of mean girls at school. They not letting her sit at the cool kids table because she got a knockoff version of the Stanley Cup. Now, how would y'all handle it? Tell me how y'all would handle this. What would you tell your daughter? What would you tell her? You know what I said? I would start making fun of those other girls. I'll be like, they're a bunch of loser little kids who think Stanley Cups make you somebody. And we just start flaming the little girls together. We all just start ripping on them, like, show me their outfits. And we just start making fun of the children together, cracking jokes and pointing fingers at the children. Pull up to the school and just get a get a bullhorn and be like, what are those? Y'all remember the movie Bad Santa? You remember that movie Bad Santa? When he was fighting them bullies and he got back and he was like, I beat the shit out of some kids today. That's the type of time we on, you know what I mean? That's the type of time that we on. We would just have to start making fun of the little girls together because, it's like, one day they're gonna want to sit at your cool kids table, but right now you just gotta to suffer the reality of being a kid because it's not easy. Let's see, there we go. We all got bullied for something, Elisa. You got bullied for pogs. Some of us got bullied for bullied for liking anime. Some of us got bullied for, we get bullied for all types of things. All right, now let's see. When you were in school growing up, did you ever feel left out or made fun of because you didn't have the same name brand clothing item or accessory as everyone else? Yes, we just went over that. It could have been some Jordans, it could have been some Timberland boots, it could have been anything. I remember these jeans called Jabos. It could be Jabot jeans. I mean, it could be anything. And then fashion, listen, fashion was absolutely terrible in the early 2000s. The early 2000s fashion was just god awful. And I mean, the bagginess is coming back a little bit, but some shit ain't never coming back in style. The tall T era where and everything just being 5 sizes too big, that shit ain't never coming back in style. Or like people walking around looking like they always ready to play a pickup game of basketball with like bands and bandanas, but don't never play no basketball. Like that shit ain't never coming back. You never know when you're gonna have to bust out and play a pickup game, like type of shit. That shit ain't coming back. What else ain't coming back? People wearing do rags with the flat down. That shit ain't coming back. Now people just wear do rags like when they go to sleep or before they go to an event. There's just a lot of shit from the 2000s that ain't coming back. You feel me? You know, things that fit and suit you well, that type of shit looks nicely. But we a little bit off track. But I don't know if you agree, if y'all agree that I mean the early 2000s fashion was just absolutely horrible, absolutely terrible. All right, now we got Fritz in the building. What you say? You say you didn't get in books because I had a meme, right? Oh yeah, no, I believe that. I believe that Fritz. I definitely believe that Fritz used to be putting her hands on people. I'm catching up with y'all. But yeah, nah, man. In school, we you know, life is difficult. All right, now we just went over that. But yes, early 2000s fashion, no, no good. For instance, when I was in middle school, around 90% of the female population had bright colored Vera Bradley tote bags to carry their books. I don't know why I just thought of those pocket pets. What were those things called? I can't remember what not the chia pets. The chia pets are the chia and the plants like those vases and they grow like afros and shit like that. What are those little handheld pets called? You know what I'm talking about? And you would raise it and shit like that. I can't remember what it was called. Um, we'll have to come back to that later because now I'm just gonna be stuck on this shit forever. Yes, gigapets. Yes, I think what was it? Isn't that what it was? Tamagotchis, gigapets, or something like that. Yeah, it was some shit like that. Okay, the Vera Bradley bag. So Lauren remembers the Vera Bradley bags. Okay, yes. All right. So we was I bullied for not having a bag? No, but I did get weird looks occasionally, and it made me feel insecure. One woman recently took to TikTok. got got to take it to TikTok. Hey everybody, my daughter doesn't have a Stanley Cup. Yo, it was some story. It was some story of a like there was a young girl. There was a young girl who was getting like cyber bullied and cyber stalked for I think it was a couple of years or something crazy like that. It was like 2 or 3 years maybe, but it was like months upon months on end, right? And it turned out to be her mom. Like it was her mother the whole time, like bullying her daughter. Shit was crazy. I don't remember what it was like. Yeah, I don't know why. I just it was something to do with TikTok and taking it to TikTok. But yeah, there was some viral story the like last week or a couple of weeks ago. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? I mean, not only is that wicked and evil, that's like don't you have other things to do in during the daytime? Like, what the fuck? Like, you don't work? Like I mean, I understand having a leisure schedule, because sometimes I work a lot, but I also can be pretty flexible. I also can like like I also cannot work when I not like anytime I want to, but like as long as I get work done, basically what I'm saying is my schedule can be loose, but I like to work. But all I'm getting at is like, damn, like you've been like what the fuck are you doing all day? I don't know. That shit was crazy. Y'all should look it up. All right, so we got Sigourney in the building. Okay, but yeah, no, she that's why you gotta be busy. And how would you feel about that after a while? Like, damn, my mom just bullying the shit out of me. Like, oh, that's horrible. But now we getting too deep. We getting too deep. You know what I'm saying? Because this is how humor works. You feel me? Like, there's levels. We were funny, but now we're getting all into the impact on her. We don't need to talk about that right now. We're just keeping it on joke level for right now for this story. Okay, so that's what happened. Dania explained that the cup was $9.98 and came from Walmart, and her daughter thought it was cute when she opened it. Not long after returning to school from holiday break, her daughter came home upset. She said there were a group of 10 girls in her grade that got Stanley tumblers for Christmas. They made sure to let her know that it was not a real Stanley cup. Kids. Well, people, young humans, little humans. Hi, you're a loser. You don't have a real cup. You don't have a real Stanley Cup. I'll be like, go ahead and sit on my lap and let me tell you how all of these little girls are stupid. Then you can go back to school and tell them I said so. Tell them my daddy said all of you girls are stupid losers who think you're cool because you have a cup. I'm cool because I have the cup I want to have. Nah, but yeah, we gon' I'm telling y'all, man, Chip Chick it's a wonder. Chip Chick is one of the 12 wonders of the world, 13 wonders. However many wonders there are on the planet, that's one of them. Okay, now my man's Rudy Giuliani, he's not doing so hot, man. He's not doing so well. All right, now let's see. Here we go. Rudy, my man's Rudy, he's not in a good spot. No, nobody's in a good spot right now, man. Rudy's in a bad spot. Trump's in a bad spot. Joe Biden is in a bad spot. I mean, goddamn, like the whole motherfucker's in a bad spot. What are we gonna do? I don't know. We're gonna sip some coffee. That's what we're gonna do. Everybody's in a tough spot. Have you seen Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Damn, we're in a tough spot. Shout out to George Clooney. Rudy Giuliani, the Cohen brothers. Yes, they're the ones who did that. The Cohen brothers make good stuff. They love redneck comedy too. They also did Raising Arizona, which is I love that movie. One of Nicolas Cage's best movies. All right, let's see. Here we go. All right, see there. Yep, there we go. Exactly. Soul Life with the proper take. Saying what we all afraid to say. I almost went there. You know what I mean? I almost went there, but you took the words out of my soul. We need courageous brothers like this in the world. Amen to you. Now let's get into Rudy. Rudy Giuliani bankruptcy filing claims net income is $2,308 per month after over $43,000 in monthly expenses. That's a lot. $43,000 in monthly expenses. I mean, you better be a millionaire if you spending that much money every month. Like seriously, like you better have at least be making at least a couple $1,000,000 a year. Like that's a lot of money a month. That's a lot of money. And he ain't got it. Didn't he sue? I think he sued Trump like last week or a few days ago over his non-paid legal fees. I'm pretty sure he did. This shit is crazy. Oh man, what the hell is going on? All right, let's see. Rudy Giuliani has a net income of $2,308 per month, according to a series of filings in a federal bankruptcy court of on Friday afternoon. The former New York City mayor identified substantial sources of income and hefty financial obligations in various schedules in additional context about his finances in a statement of financial affairs submitted with the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the Southern District of New York. The concept of net income, however, is a feature of the U.S. bankruptcy rules, a feature of U.S. bankruptcy rules that does not accurately reflect income as generally understood. Giuliani filed for bankruptcy in December of last year, which is last month, after a federal court ordered him to immediately pay former Georgia election workers Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss $148 million after they won a defamation case against him. The one time Donald Trump attorney found himself the subject of that pricey defamation lawsuit. Indeed, he did, because he is a very stupid, fucking pig headed loser. That is what he is. And he has got his comeuppance. He has gotten his comeuppance. Indeed, indeed. Thank you, Ariel. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. Um, According to the filings, Giuliani has a combined monthly income of just over $46,000 from various sources. Yeah, see that sounds more right about like what it that sounds more right about how much money he's would likely be making. Something like this sounds more realistic. I only make $2,300 a month. Like, dude, come on. You are what? Come on, bro. You make more money than that. Shut up. At the same time, Giuliani claims monthly expenses of 40. Oh, okay, I see. I see. So he's like, I make a lot of money, but I spend a lot of money. I make it, but I spend it, baby. Including courtroom ordered payments to his mother-in-law, 13 racks and $500 in alimony, $5,000. Oh, we getting all into the details. His personal expenses run somewhat high for a New Yorker and include itemized entries of transportation, $1,600, food and household items, $1,050, laundry and dry cleaning, $500. My man's is getting a whole lot of $500 for laundry and dry cleaning. Damn, sheesh. What in the hell is going on with you, my man? He got a damn Breaking Bad laundromat operation going on. That's what he got going on. Let's see where we at. Okay, next we got $425 for personal care products, $10,934 a month for homeowners association and condominium dues on the New York City apartment, 5,166 per month for such fees on his Florida residence, and $3,000 per month mortgage in Florida. He does not list any money being spent whatsoever on entertainment because he's budget conscious, you know? He don't waste his money on video games and loser shit like that. He goes to the gym. That's what he does. He goes to the gym and he does all that macho man shit. He ain't got time to be playing no whack ass video games and shit. Oh, Aaron, thank you for coming. And I hope you get those errands done. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the afternoon. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being you. All right. Oh, God. All told, subtracting his money. Oh, okay. We're just going deep, deep, deep into the details now. But he was ordered to pay $148 million immediately. And like I said, I'm pretty sure he sued like a few days ago, he filed a lawsuit against Donald Trump for not paying it, for not paying his ass. Uh, oh my God. I mean, what in the this shit is just crazy. All right, let's get on this. Let's get on this one. Uh Supreme Court to hear abortion pill arguments in March. Uh-oh. But seriously, though, the Supreme Court will hear arguments on March 6th in a case that could limit the availability of the common abortion pill mifepristone. The justices will hear an appeal from the Biden administration and the maker of the branded version of mifepristone, asking the High Court to reverse a ruling from a federal appeals court that significantly curtailed access to the pill, even in states where abortion remains fully legal. The restrictions include banning the pills from being sent through the mail and shortening the window in which mifepristone can be used to terminate pregnancies from the current 10 weeks to 7 weeks gestation. About half of all abortions nationwide are performed using mifepristone as the first of the two pill regimen, according to the Guttmacher Institute, a reproductive rights research and advocacy group. It is also used to help manage miscarriages. Yeah. All right. While the conservative court's 6-3 conservative majority overturned Roe v. Wade and has appeared hostile to abortion, an emergency ruling by the court in April has kept access to mifepristone unchanged. The justices rejected a separate appeal from the abortion opponents, who challenged the Food and Drug Administration's initial approval of mifepristone as safe and effective in 2000. Abortion rights advocates argue that availability is one of the primary reasons leaders in the anti-abortion movement have targeted the drugs in fear that no matter what the Supreme Court rules, a Republican administration will try to eliminate access to them nationwide. Yes, they certainly will. But again, that's one of the reasons why um, Republicans have been having so much trouble with pretty much every election since the reversal of Roe v. Wade. That's why they've been underperforming in the polls, because people have been showing up to defend abortion rights. I mean, that's just an objective, cold, hard fact. Even Republicans all over the news stations talk about it, how the pro-life stance has gone too far. And we talk about here how that should have always remained a dream. Some things are never meant to actually happen. The pro-life movement, basically the reversal of Roe v. Wade, put a giant stake in the Republican Party's chances with elections moving forward. So they can continue to do things like push for 6-week bans and do their damnedest to pass them, and they're successfully doing so. But ultimately, that's just going to keep killing their chances in elections. So we're going to continue to see that. And while we're on this subject, let's go to this. While we are on this topic, study estimates that 64,000 rape-related pregnancies in states with abortion bans since July of 2022, 26,000 in Texas. So again, like stuff like this these numbers will be kept track of more and more. And over the course of like 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, we'll be able to really understand in full the effects of the reversal of Roe v. Wade. All right, so nearly 65,000 survivors of rape in states with abortion bans have become pregnant since the U.S. court overturned Roe v. Wade in 2022. All right, let's see. In total, the study estimates that 519,981 rapes occurred in those 14 states with abortion bans, and 64,565 of them resulted in pregnancy. Texas, a state that has no exceptions for rape or incest, was at the top of the list with an estimated 26,313 rape-related pregnancies, over 4 times more than the next closest state, Missouri, where I'm from. Damn, the next one was 5,825. I mean, Texas is a very large state, but sheesh. The researchers confessed there were limitations of studying formulating their estimates, saying that the national data on rapes they used, while the most accurate available, cannot get the full picture. And again, that's why I said that over the course of the next handful of years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, stuff like that, we'll have more piercing data that's going to really cover so many different avenues, so many different angles. So the study looked at, because again, these are the red states where those bans were passed: Alabama, Arkansas, Idaho, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, and West Virginia. Okay, we already read through the data up there. Yep. Well, that's what we living in. That is what we're living in now. Oh, we got Alonzo in the building. What's popping, my brother? How you doing on this wonderful Monday? Uh, yeah, that's what it is. So we'll continue to keep our eyes on all of these things. But that will continue to be a winning issue for Democrats, progressives. I mean, even I mean, but see, here's the problem though. It's like an oxymoron to be a Republican, to be like, I want to protect abortion rights. Cause I mean, like, you know, the pro-life movement, the anti-abortion movement is so firmly and so solidly a part of the Republican Party. Red states are the ones passing these bans. Those numbers that we were just looked at were from red states, because in blue states, women still have access to abortion. Like, you don't have to take those types of tests. You don't have to look at that type of stuff unless you're comparing it now to red states where they've passed these bans. So it's just a losing position. And it's just ridiculous, because how can a Republican affect? I mean, if I was a Republican, I wouldn't even want to talk about this. I wouldn't even want to discuss abortion, because again, like, you can't get around the fact that you are a member of the party who did this. You know what I'm saying? So it's just going to remain an issue that they really don't want to talk about. All right. Trump. This is the only thing for Trump that we have today, because like I said, we're gonna be doing other type of stuff, like the chip chick stuff. We got several other of those, but I don't want to overdo this shit. But he's just he's just one hell of a guy. Donald Trump is. Trump rips UAW president. Get rid of this dope. Former President Trump dug into United Auto Workers President Sean Fain on Sunday for his endorsement of President Biden, arguing the union leader does not understand the future of the automobile industry, which is, I mean, bro, like, that is just the most hilarious thing ever. It's like, the guy who's the head of the automobile union, uh, or that's what he does for a living. He doesn't understand the future, but Donald Trump does. Donald Trump knows where everything is going. I'm trying to bring up this clip. I'm trying to bring up this clip of Donald Trump. Here we go. I got to show y'all this. Nobody understands things the way that Donald Trump does. Just like this. Hold on, let me bring this up. This guy is I mean, how can anybody ever look at this and be like, that's my guy? But bro, this dude is hilarious. Again, the United Auto Workers, the head of the union, he doesn't know where the industry's going, but Donald Trump does. And this is why he knows.
Nobody can do it like me. Nobody can do it like me. Honestly. Nobody's stronger than me.
Nobody has better toys than I do.
There's nobody bigger or better at the military than I am. Nobody loves the Bible more than I do. Nobody builds walls better than me.
What does that even mean?
Nobody loves the Bible more than I do. I can't get enough of it. Even right now, in the middle of this press conference, I have in tiny microscopic headphones and I'm listening to 2 Corinthians while I give a speech to you guys.
Like, what does that even mean? All right, so we got no strong, have good toys, the military, love the Bible, build walls. Nobody builds walls like Trump.
Nobody's better to people with disabilities than me. Nobody's fighting for the veterans.
Nobody's better than people with disabilities. Like, again, another thing, like, what the fuck do these things even mean?
It's like I'm fighting for the veterans.
There's nobody that's done so much for equality as I have.
There's nobody more pro-Israel than I am. There's nobody more conservative than me.
Facts, exactly, Areola. He's a warrior, you know what I mean? Like, he's just ready for battle in all areas. It don't matter what it is. Donald Trump is ready to go to war. Here we go. Respect women. Nobody respects women like Donald Trump.
Than me. There is nobody that respects women more than I do. Nobody conservative than me. There is nobody that respects women more than I do. Nobody would be tougher on ISIS than Donald Trump. There's nobody's ever had crowds like Trump has had. There's nobody that understands the horror of nuclear better than me. And nobody even understands it but me. It's called devaluation. The sale of the uranium that nobody knows what it means. I know what it means. Nobody knows more about trade than me. Nobody knows the game better than I do. Nobody's in the history of...
Like, he is historically full of shit. Like, bruh, Donald Trump I have never seen somebody more full of shit than him. Like, ever. It's incredible. It's really amazing. Like, he does not live in this world. Like, we only on 19. This is 24 things. And I'm sure it could be a list of 100 things, 1,000 things that he's better at than everybody else. Understanding infrastructure.
This country has ever known so much about infrastructure as Donald Trump. I know the H-1B. I know the H-2B. Nobody knows it better than me. Nobody knows politicians better than I do. Nobody knows more about taxes than I do. Nobody knows more about debt than I do. Nobody knows the system better than me.
Oh, God. He hell of a guy, man. No, ain't nobody as good as him. Ain't nobody fuck with this dude, man. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you been. I don't care what you do. You cannot fuck with Donald Trump. Okay, so again, he says that the UAW president doesn't understand the future of the automobile industry, but Donald Trump does. In a Truth Social post Sunday, he said he watched Fain's interview with CBS News' Face the Nation earlier in the day, in which the UAW leader took multiple swipes at the former president. The former president called Fain a stiff who is helping sell the automobile industry right into the big, powerful hands of China.
Fain bought into Biden's vision of all-electric vehicles, which require far fewer workers to make each car, but more importantly, are not wanted in large numbers by the consumer, and will all be made in China.
Trump continued in reference to the Biden administration's push toward electric vehicles. He continues,
I want them to be made in the USA, every type of car, and would require China and other countries, through tariffs or otherwise, to build plants here with our workers. Now they are building in Mexico the biggest plants anywhere and selling their cars tariff-free into the good old USA. Sean Fain doesn't understand this or have a clue. Get rid of this dope and vote for DJT. Me. I will bring the automobile industry back to our country,
he said. And this is what Fain had to say. When you look at these two candidates, you know, Joe Biden has a history of serving others and serving the working class and fighting for the working class, standing with the working class. Donald Trump has a history of serving himself and standing for the billionaire class. And that's contrary to everything that working class people stand for. The union formally endorsed Biden's re-election campaign last week. Fain at the time called Trump a scab. Donald Trump is a billionaire, and that's who he represents. If Donald Trump ever worked in an auto plant, he wouldn't be a UAW member, Fain said. He'd be a company man. trying to squeeze the American worker. Donald Trump stands against everything we stand for as a union.
Get this dope out of here. Replace him with Donald.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. I have to bring this up. I have to bring this up. He said replace Sean Fain with him. So what? You should be the head of the union. You should be the head of the UAW union and the president of the United States. Because again, nobody knows better than Donald Trump.
Nobody knows better than I do. Like, nobody knows.
Oh man. Exactly. Standing on business. You know what I'm saying? Doing what he got to do. Standing on business. All right. What we going to do now? We going to move. Well, I'm not buying a subscription to this website, but it was about Nikki Haley saying that she's taking, I think, basically things a day at a time if she's going to drop out after Super Tuesday. Nikki Haley raised a lot of money, but I don't think that's really going to end up making that much of a difference. I mean, she may pick up some votes in the primary, but I think it's pretty done. I think it is pretty over, you know. I think it's pretty donezo. All right, now we about to check this out. Exactly. He knows the most about automotive. get that man in there right now. What the hell have we been waiting for? That's really what's been the problem. Look, listen, if we only would have just put Donald Trump at the head of everything, if we would only just made Donald Trump the president of every goddamn thing, we would be living in a Jetson society right now. Flying cars, buildings that construct themselves, like in a couple of hours type of shit. You feel me? That's just how it would be. But yes, Nikki Haley is definitely gonna end up dropping out because I mean, why not? Yes, he dropped NAFTA and replaced it with another NAFTA. That's why I said like Joe Biden. He's like, go in there and of course you can. There's some stuff here and there that was pretty decent that his administration's done, but he failed on the bigger things, the things that really would have captivated and captured people. And uh, I forgot what the hell I was gonna say, but basically the point is that oh yeah, I was gonna say how Biden, he was like, nothing will fundamentally change, and he's stuck true to that. He is definitely stuck true to that. All right, now let's see if this test makes sense. That now this is serious. Because sometimes you gotta test people on purpose. Do it on purpose. God damn it. Don't just take notes. You gotta throw tests at them on purpose. And if they don't pass the test exactly the way that this article says, they don't care about you at all. They don't love you. They don't give a damn about you. They don't want you to succeed, motherfucker. They want you to fail. Let's see if this shit is that type of serious or if it's just cute. Let's see if it's just cute. All right. The orange peel theory is the latest romance test sweeping social media. See, motherfuckers just need to go outside, man. I mean, the world done fuck people up. People done fuck people up. But man, the pandemic didn't just really fuck people up. Because so much of what you see on social media just is not happening in the real world. It's not going down in the streets. It just isn't. Or it'll just totally be fake. Like there'll be stuff where people will be up in arms or reacting to some's post on TikTok. I took this woman out and she had 26 fried pickles. Or some shit. Like, I don't know. Like, it'd be something like that. It's always some BS like that, or some woman like, oh, this man did this. And then come to find out it's not even real. Or you can just tell it isn't real. You can just tell, like, oh, what a perfect coincidence that you just happened to catch all of this happening. Like, people just kind of need to go outside and do some shit. But anyway, okay, so the women are so this is a simple task to gauge how much their partners really care about them. Let's see if it makes sense. Oh yeah, the world. Yeah, Donald. You know what I mean? The world and fuck people up, man. We all fucked up. We all got issues. You know what I mean? But we doing our best. we doing the best we can. You know, you can't be too hard on people. All right, now let's see what's up. Need another way to test your relationship? TikTok has got your back with the viral orange peel theory. I got to take a sip for this. Oh, the coffee's lukewarm. Lukewarm ass coffee. All right, now. The idea involves women urging their male partners to peel oranges for them as a way of gauging their levels of love and appreciation, or more generally, it tests their partner's tendency to help them with simple tasks that they can easily do themselves. If your boyfriend is willing to perform a small act of service for you without complaint, such as peeling an orange, it is a demonstration of how much he cares. However, if he says no or instructs you to do it yourself, it may be a sign that your relationship isn't as strong as you thought. And you should consider breaking up, god damn it, in the relationship. Just trash it, throw it in the can. If he's busy and he's on his way out the door, he has shit to do, he's on a call, he looks at you and he says, peel your own orange. Break up, god damn it, it doesn't matter. He should Yes, I do suppose that, if you're in the middle of something like, hey babe, can you please peel this for me? Sure, I'll peel it for you because maybe you're busy. I mean, why not? But if I say no, there may be a good reason. Or I may say no just because you look at someone and it's like, girl, get the fuck out of here. Peel your own goddamn orange. The fuck you mean? You could also laugh because that would be a funny response too. Like if you were like, hey babe, can you peel my orange? And he just looked at you and like laughed and went in the other room. I think that would be kind of funny. Like if I asked my girl, I was like, "Hey, can you peel this banana for me?" And she just looked at me and walked away. That would be pretty funny. But again, I mean, you can't really you can't take stuff like this seriously because again, like a lot of the time, like people just be having fun. Like I don't know how serious this person was who posted this, but it could have just been in jest. Like a lot of stuff that's posted on TikTok is just in jest the whole time. Like it's just someone goofing around, like like I won't do this unless he does that. Like man, people just be having a good time. But yes, no, look, listen. Bottom line, what's the lesson? If a motherfucker does not peel an orange for you, they don't love you. They hate you. They hate you. So that's the biggest lesson that we've learned today thus far. So that's the biggest lesson we've learned. Now, um, the man who stole and leaked Trump tax records sentenced to 5 years in prison. Right, exactly. Like if somebody just looked at you was like, "Get the fuck out of here! Fuck you mean peel this off?" Like that would be funny. You know what I'm saying? Like especially if they were like. But again, like it's just social media stuff, man. Yes, Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder, absolutely. There's some people you can't ask that. Yes. See, Crowder would have a tantrum. Now that reaction, that would be a good sign, a good telltale sign that you got to get up out of there if they really got upset. Because if it was just a fun angry, like, fuck you, like just some fun shit, that's funny. But if it was like, damn, you're really upset, like, are you serious? Yes, that's a bad sign. But the man who stole and leaked former President Donald Trump and thousands of others' tax records has been sentenced to 5 years in prison. In October, Charles Littlejohn. Oh, that is a wonderful last name, Littlejohn. Charles Littlejohn, 38, pleaded guilty to one count of unauthorized disclosures of income tax returns. According to his plea agreement, he stole Trump's tax returns along with the tax data of thousands of the nation's wealthiest people. Oh yeah, you already know you're gonna have to pay a punishment for that. Little John leaked the information to two news outlets and deleted the documents from his IRS assigned laptop before returning it, and covered the rest of his digital tracks by deleting places where he initially stored the information. Judge Anna Reyes highlighted the gravity of the crime, saying multiple times that it amounted to an attack against the U.S. and its legal foundation. Well, technically, yes, it did. I guess so. What you did in attacking the sitting president of the United States was an attack on our constitutional democracy. We're talking about someone who pulled off the biggest heist in IRS history. Oh, well, look, at least he get to go to prison a legend. He gonna be there for 5 years. He'll probably be all right. Prison is rough, but he'll probably be all right. And he gets to go in there as the man who pulled off the biggest heist in IRS history. I mean, that's kind of badass. He'll get out in 5 years. Life will move on. He gets to wear that under his belt. Shit. All power to you, man. I ain't hating on you at all. It endangers the same fear that January 6th does. Well, there we go. That's what happened. That is what happened. Now, let's see. Okay, we got some funny ones right here, right? We got some reasonable ones though, like some stuff like this. This is rather. Oh, okay, no, no, no. Okay, this isn't the one I thought it was, but this also is reasonable for her to feel weird about this. She found her boyfriend getting scrubbed down in the bath by his mom. Yeah, that's definitely a little weird. To each their own, but yeah, I don't that would be a bit much. That would definitely be a bit much. There's being a mama's boy, which includes a heartwarming mother son bond. And then there are times when lines are crossed, boundaries are blurred, and mommy dearest is way too involved for comfort. TikToker Becca Sinelli. See, again, you never, this could be totally fake. It could be real because obviously stuff like this obviously would happen. I'm sure that clearly this isn't something that's impossible or that would never happen, but still, it's a fucking TikTok. But Becca Sinelli, she's dishing out on the worst relationship she's ever been in with a grown man who still needed his mother to help with his bathing. I can't reach my I can't reach my back, ma. My shoulder still hurt from the ball game. All right, let's see what's up. We got. Hold on, what did she say? They were both from the same hometown, so they went home together for winter break. She went to his parents' house one day to hang out, but when she walked through the door and called out a greeting, no one answered. She called out again. Her boyfriend's mom said something. They went upstairs. She rounded the corner, turned to enter the bathroom. Before she could step foot in the bathroom, she was taken aback by the sight of her boyfriend sitting in about three inches of water. My man's was in a puddle. Only like a little bit of water. We're water conservative. We're minimalists. We only use enough water that use the water until it just evaporates. You feel me? Until it just absorbs in your skin. Reuse the dirt and the oil. You know what I'm saying? We got. There were no soap bubbles. there were there was no soap or bubbles in the tub, and a small washcloth covered his private parts. Oh well, at least they did that. At least they went out. They made it appropriate. When they spotted her, they casually invited her to sit on the toilet and hang out with them. Man, this shit may not have happened. So she walked in, took a seat, and talked to them for about 30 minutes. Man, get the fuck out of here. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. Oh shit. Now, right, exactly, Libby. He's afraid he would drown, because you never know. Because some adults can't swim. Some adults cannot swim. And if you can't swim, that could be a problem. That definitely could be a problem. Now, I can't blame this woman here at all, right here, right? She called off her wedding and left her ex after finding out that he had a gambling addiction and was in a mountain of debt. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's again. I don't know how long they were together. Sometimes people get engaged really quickly. Sometimes they're together for a while. They probably weren't together for that long if she didn't know this, but yeah, that's not a good sign. I mean, addiction is bad, but man, gambling is about one of the worst things you can have a problem with. I mean, the amount of money that gets wasted. Can you imagine being with some what? It was for 10 years? Damn. How close we are. If you were together for 10 years and damn, he had to have been hiding that shit good. But yeah, no, I mean, you can't you can't be in a close partnership with somebody who can't stop gambling. Like you can't do that. I mean, it's just there's some things you can work through, but this really ain't one of them. Like nah, because you can't trust a person like that. You just can't. That doesn't mean they're inherently bad people, but you found out some shit like that. It's like, nah, bruh. By that point, you might assume that you know absolutely everything about your partner, from the little things like their favorite food and color to their deeper, darker secrets. But what if you stayed with someone for so long and eventually found out you didn't really know about their major issues? That's a sticky situation. Oh, she's only 28. Okay, that makes some sense too. So they were together from the time they were 18, which I'm sorry, when you're 18, you're legally an adult, but you're a little kid. You're a fucking kid when you're 18. So this makes a little bit more sense. 18 to 28. Because if they would have met each other when they were older, like I don't really see how like a fully grown woman would not have picked up on that. So this makes a bit more sense. And definitely good for her because she's still got plenty of time to, date other people, find herself first. She definitely should take some time off, but yeah, that makes a bit more sense. Um, she and her now ex-boyfriend have been together for over 10 years. Okay, so this is another thing. We never lived together. That's another thing. Like if you live with somebody like that, you can't really hide stuff like this. So this is making more sense. They got together when they were in high school and they never lived together. Just last year, he even proposed to her and they got engaged. However, it wasn't until she and her now ex began their wedding that she uncovered some of his dark secrets. And just in general, it's not uncommon at all. Um, it's not uncommon at all that when people are really young and they get together when they're in high school, like that they end up breaking up after something happens. Because, I mean, like if you've been with somebody for that damn light, that damn long, um, it's just like you don't really know yourself for real. I mean, if you've been with one person from the time you were like 16, 17, 18 years old, like, yeah, it makes sense when people just break up after one thing happens when they're like 30 or something because they fucking been together for 10, 11, 15 years. That doesn't mean the relationship was a failure. It just means it's time for it to come, for that part of the relationship to come to an end. But yeah, this shit's common. Online gambling, casino plus, bingo plus, and more. Um, okay, she knew he played casino, but she never knew that he was addicted to it. But yeah, okay, that makes sense. Again, they got together when they were very young. They never lived with one another, and something like that, yeah, definitely would bring some shit to an end. All right, let's see. Now it's another day, another opportunity for Candace Owens to say, "Fuck these hoes." Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. That's Candace Owens' theme song. I would be terrified if I got onto a plane and I saw a woman flying the plane. I would be like, hold on, hold on. Where's your diversity, equity, inclusion officer? Does this woman actually know how to fly a plane? Or did you hire a woman who absolutely does not know how to fly a plane whatsoever just because she's a woman? Like, Candace, please shut the fuck up because you wouldn't. If you looked and you saw a woman flying a plane, you know good and damn well you wouldn't think twice about it. You're just you're a black woman, so when you say things like this, it's like, oh well, look, she's saying it, so but we already know. This is just a quick clip. It's not long. If it'll play, may have to reload the page. But yes, like I said, another day, another opportunity. Well, maybe it's just not going to work on this website right now. Perhaps not. It worked on my phone, but it's not working here. Let me get it on. Watch on X. Is it going to work on X? Or is my internet just tripping right now? Oh, it looks like it might work on X. Yes, it's going to work on X. Here we go. Let's see. Here she goes.
But unfortunately, that is the reality of what happens when it comes to DEI. And what he is remarking on is true. I would be terrified if I got onto a plane and I saw a woman flying the plane. And I know that we have the United CEO saying that he just wants to fulfill a quota. He just wants there to be more women and wants there to be more Black people. And he's not concerned at first with qualifications. That is something that should alarm all of us, guys, honestly.
They're like, this is just such pea brain bullshit because she doesn't believe this. Like like, oh, like an airline doesn't care if you can actually fly the goddamn plane. Like, we don't care if you can fly this. We just care if you're Black. We just care if you're a woman. We need more bitches flying planes. Like, that's all we care about. Like, if she got on a plane, and looked to her left, she know good and damn well that she would not give a damn if it was a woman flying the plane. Nobody cares. Like, Southwest Airlines doesn't give a damn if their pilots know how to fly a plane. All right, now what we got? Another decent one. Her husband is a dreamer who constantly suggests ideas to make their life better, but she's annoyed that he never follows through to make them happen. Hey man, look, listen, you can't be mad at this at all. Even if it's not a relationship, if you have like a friend, or let's say you have a kid, or you have a roommate or something who just won't get their shit together and they're not really trying that hard, like they're not really putting forth a real effort. They're just like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. I got all these ideas. I'm gonna do this and that. Like, if they don't follow through with it, that's going to cause issues with anything, no matter what kind of relationship it is. If you have a responsibility, you got to uphold it. Like you're in a business partnership with somebody and they just never following through on stuff. Well, yeah, it's not going to work out. Many of us have been in a situation where we wanted to accomplish something or had an idea to make something happen and never followed through. The plans may not have come to fruition because something came up, or perhaps we simply lost motivation. Having ideas that don't come to fruition every once in a while is normal, but when you're constantly getting people excited about something you're not going to follow through with, it gets irritating. Indeed. You gotta back up what you say. You do. One woman is frustrated with her dreamer husband, who has been proposing all sorts of ideas that will improve their life over the last few years, but never makes it happen. She and her husband are in their late 30s. Her husband holds a stable job with a solid income that's kept them afloat, which she's thankful for. However, there's something about his personality that's been bugging her more lately. My husband is a dreamer who takes little to no action. It was great when dating, but now it's starting to get on my nerves. Yeah. Because again, it doesn't matter what kind of relationship it is. Eventually, people are gonna notice and recognize, like, if you're full of shit or if you aren't. Eventually they're going to recognize it. About once a month, her husband will approach her with an idea that he believes will change their lives and make them rich within a handful of years. Her husband's ideas are sometimes small, where he'll suggest something like getting another part-time job that will make them more money, or he'll have bigger ideas like starting their own business. He never does any real research besides looking on social media, and never puts an actual plan on paper, let alone get started. And that's a huge issue that people have with so many things. Like with where they get information and how they learn about things or how they may learn about a craft. Like people may want to get into real estate. So they're just watching real estate bros on TikTok and Instagram reels who are like, "Oh, it's so easy. It's so easy. It's so simple. All you got to do is 1, 2, 3, and you'll be making millions of dollars like I did. Just give me all your money." Like, people like that. But yeah, they're probably very well. They are young. They're in their late 30s, so you know this has definitely caused tension. But my guess would be that there's other issues as well. But regardless, if this was an employer employee relationship. Oh yeah, Mike. Yeah, Mike. I remember you was telling me about that. Again, it doesn't matter what it is. It's gonna be like, bruh, you're not gonna do this. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, and oftentimes too, following through really gets things done because reasonable people aren't gonna be like, oh, everything's so easy, and I'm just gonna snap my fingers and we'll be making millions of dollars. Like, most reasonable people understand that real things take time and stuff like that. But yeah, exactly. Like the alpha. Yes, exactly. The alpha male investment bros. Like, you know, um, and I've been an entrepreneur, small business owner for what, like 13 years, a long time, like 13 years or some shit like that now. And um one of the biggest things that I've learned is process, really understanding what it takes to build something, the commitment it really takes, how you have to be ready to adjust, how you have to understand time frames, how you can't get too ahead of yourself, like thinking that, oh, all I have to do is meet the right people and then everything's gonna blow up. Like, yeah, things really don't work that way. Like, yeah, meeting people and networking absolutely gives you opportunities. It brings opportunities to you, but nothing is gonna nothing is gonna remove the necessity for you to be just working on it, especially if it's like your own practice or your own whatever it is. Like, you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to do it. There's no way to get around that. Like, there's just not. So you can be a dreamer, but you got to be a doer too. And action teaches you how shit works, you know. But yeah, that's you can't really blame anybody for getting tired of some stuff like that. But but yeah, you just learn so much. You just learn so much shit along the way. You learn um your strengths, you learn your weaknesses, you like, for instance, me, like I edit just enough to post things from streams, but I'm never going to have like full on editor skills because there's only 24 hours in a day and I don't have time to do everything or know everything. Like, so eventually I'm going to have to get an editor, which will greatly help. That'll be a great assistance to the channel overall. It'll help our views go up. The content will be better in general because and also, even today, y'all saw we're going to get more into just fun stuff. Well, because here's what I'd like to do going forward. Of course, I'm still going to be covering the presidential election and all that shit, but we're still so far away to where there's just not that much to talk about. There's just isn't. So what I'd like to do is focus more on local politics, what's happening around the country, maybe really, really positive progressive initiatives that are being pushed through city councils around the country. You see examples of like education programs that get pushed through city councils, infrastructure programs. I always bring up the program from the city where I'm from in St. Louis University City that helps kids have like a savings account for college. Um, stuff like that, like different versions of like where they've implemented things like what's it called? Ranked choice voting systems. Um, universal basic income. I want to look more into stuff like that, house races, and less about, oh, Trump said this, Trump said that. Now, if it's funny to the motherfucker, oh yeah, we gonna look at it because I mean it's Donald Trump and I mean it's fucking Trump. We're gonna talk about it, but there's just more important. There's just more happening in the country than that. That's really loud, but there's a lot more going on, and we're gonna have fun. We're gonna talk about fun stuff, cool stuff. Um, so that's really what I'd like to do. Lighten the mood. We can have a bit more fun here. And also, I think what that'll do is it will make it such that the political content we do cover is more important. It's more substantive than just some shit of the day, you know. So that's how I'd like to do it going forward. And that concludes Monday's stream. We had a very good one today. I'm gonna get these clips up. I got other stuff to do today, other work to do, but um, I'm feeling good about everything. I'm ready for this warm weather to roll around. Um, we got New York Fashion Week coming up. I'm gonna be at a bunch of events for New York Fashion Week. I'm about to be out in LA. I'm gonna start being there quite frequently. Things are going well. Still a little behind with the nonprofit, but that's still on the way because voter education is something that never ends, So we're still on that. I'm just swamped. I'm just busy as shit, but we still got that on the way. Um, Feeling good, man. Thank you everybody for all the support, all the love. Let's keep this train rolling. Let's keep this thing going. And y'all have a good afternoon, and I'll definitely be seeing you tomorrow.